And then we have garlic. This is a very incredibly powerful herb, even though it's in most people's kitchen. Obviously, we tend to think of garlic culinarily. Don't overlook its potency and power as a medicinal herb. This plant is very, very good to know how to use, because even if you're consulting with someone remotely, say they live by themselves, they're super sick, they can't even get to the store. This is where knowing your kitchen remedials can be super helpful, and garlic is key on that list. Most people got a fresh head of garlic in their kitchen, and this is a really good one to know, especially for the respiratory tract. It's a very powerful lung affinity. I was mentioning this in last week's post, where I briefly mentioned garlic, but garlic has such a strong respiratory tract affinity that you could soak your feet in a garlic foot bath, right? Just hot water with some cloves of garlic crushed in it, and you will end up having garlic breath. Those sulfur compounds absorb through the skin, travel through the blood, and are excreted through the lungs. Very powerful antibacterial effects from garlic. I always like to say that not much can survive in the garlic environment. There's something about those sulfur compounds that they're powerful, right? I mean, just think of if you go to maybe give your spouse a kiss and they got the garlic breath. It's like, whoa, it's not super pleasant, right? Well, I think it's not super pleasant for bacteria and fungi and various pathogens either. So garlic is quite specific for the respiratory tract, but it does work through the blood as well. Obviously, those sulfur compounds are traveling through the bloodstream. So any type of systemic infection, and I think that's the big theme with these three herbs, is that while, yes, garlic has a strong affinity for the respiratory tract, and baptisia has a strong affinity for the digestive system, they all move through the blood. They all get into the blood, which is where you're getting these more system-wide infectious states. They also are stimulating, right? They're moving, especially garlic, moving cold, moving dampness. This is a very hot, pungent herb. I mean, this is one of the hottest herbs that we have. 4th degree hot. It can burn your skin, right? Remember my first herb book? I don't even remember what the herb book was. Terrible herb book though. Awful herb book. Because I used to get some acne when I was in my teenage years, and there was something in there that was like, yeah, for acne, slice a fresh clove of garlic and put it on, and it'll help your acne go away. And so I tried that out, and it raised a big old blister on my face. It made it way worse. And, the Greeks classified garlic as hot in the 4th degree. It can burn your skin. So it's very, very hot. This herb is stimulant in a variety of ways. It stimulates circulation. It is a stimulant diaphoretic. It is a stimulant expectorant. It gets to the deepest layers of the lungs and removes that cold damp. This is why it's a very useful remedy for those deep respiratory infections, damp type pneumonias and things of that nature, which of course is very serious and sometimes hard to address, because you got to get herbs that will get that deep into the respiratory system. So garlic has, it does other things other than use for infectious states. One of which is for the cardiovascular system, and has a bit of a blood thinning effect. And so this can be very helpful with bringing blood flow to areas that have poor circulation, where there might be a lot of damp accumulation, stagnation from infection, right? You got an infected area, there's a high turnover, a great degree of metabolic waste products accumulating pus accumulation, just poor circulation, poor blood flow. So not only by warming and driving and moving the blood that way, it's actually going to thin that blood a little bit so that it can get to areas of poor circulation. Garlic is very broad spectrum, anti-amoebic, anti-protozoal, antibacterial. Very useful herb to consider for biofilms, right? This is another area where you get this kind of evolution of bacteria where they form these networks of interconnected. It's like a lot of bacteria in a way coming together to form a quote unquote greater entity, right? Like a new self-organized system is the biofilm, and they can be very difficult to treat, very difficult to break up, and they can become very resistant to drugs very quickly. Because they have a higher degree of self-organization, they're able to evolve and adapt more quickly, basically. And so garlic's very useful for those biofilms, very useful for topical applications. Of course, needing to make sure you administer that garlic effectively for topical application, meaning don't put it on straight. You usually want to mix it with other things to temper its effects. A good way of doing that actually is mixing it in with a demulcent powder, such as slippery elm or marshmallow root, and that's a way of tempering that garlic for topical application.